Grok, one of the most sophisticated AI models around, thinks Druski is Erika Kirk. Now, if that's not funny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If that doesn't crack you up, if that doesn't kill you, come. I mean, come on. Am I petty? Yeah. And so are you. Nothing wrong with being petty, or Tom Petty for that matter. Now, there is something almost too great about this story. You've got a comedian in a wig who obviously, just different in terms of girth, physiognomy. He's more of a mesomorph, whatever, however you want to say this. But he puts on a wig and the white face and the whole bit, and he's doing an exaggerated impression, and then you have a viral moment pushing tens of millions of impressions, and then you have these supposedly all-seeing, all-knowing artificial intelligence AI confidently stepping in and getting it completely wrong. I mean, spectacularly, emphatically, embarrassingly wrong. Or did they? I'll let you figure what that means. So let's start with the basics. Comedian Druski posts a skit. Okay? That's what they call it. The kids call it a skit. Not subtle, not nuanced, not in any way, clever, multi-layered. No. Not buried in irony, so deep. Only a philosophy major could find it. No. This is broad, obvious, theatrical parody, wig, makeup, mannerisms, dialed up like what used to be an SNL cold open. The title alone tells you what you're looking at. How conservative women in America act. I mean, they don't spend a lot of time on subtle, title cues. And that is not a documentary. That's not journalism. That's a flashing neon site that says, this is satire. Okay, you got that? And yet, along comes Grok, the chat box tied to X and associated with Elon. And it does something almost, quaint, charming in its confidence. It looks at the image and says, yep, that's Erika Kirk. Not maybe, not possibly, not with hesitation. It doubles down and says, yep, that's it. It explains itself. It points to blonde hair, blue eyes, makeup style, facial expression, as if conducting kind of a forensic biometric analysis, even though the weight, look, I don't want to get into this much. You almost want to applaud the nerve. If this were a human guest, on a panel show, you'd have to say, oh, this person has absolutely no idea what they're talking about. But they're delivering it like a closing argument, with such certitude. And can you imagine what Erika's thinking? What? Oh, no, Lord. They think that's me? Oh, Lord. I don't know where this southern affectation comes from, but anyway. So here's where the irony starts to really pile up. Because the entire premise of these systems, supposedly, especially one brand that is edgy, fast, and real time, plugged into the bloodstream of social media, is that they're supposed to be better at this than we are. Faster, moving, sharper. I mean, these are the people that will look at you and determine who gets to enter a building. This one confuses Erika Kirk with Druski. All right. Faster, sharper, more influence, more informed, more technically correct. Okay? Instead, it walks straight into the most obvious, basic trap in the book. Costume equals identity. And it's also much. I thought when they did biometrics, how I thought they measured, eyes and width and everything. You look. I mean, Erika's been through a lot, but that doesn't look like Erika Kirk. For God's sake, it looks like. I don't want to get into it. With all due respect to Mr. Druski. By the way, he's laughing his arse off. Now contrast that with what other systems did. Google Gemini didn't get it right either. But at least it hesitated in a different way. It thought it was a face swap meme. Wrong. Yes, but at least it recognized that, something about the image was off. So much for the see, I don't know who should be more embarrassed. Erika Kirk or the AI geniuses. I mean, this is really, think about this. You didn't get this right? You what? What? I mean, it smelled artificial, even if it guessed, the wrong flavor, but it knew something was wrong. That just kills me. And then Claude, the other one, Claude took the safer route and essentially said, look, I'm not going to identify a person from a photo. Well, that's what you're asked to do, schmuck. That's the whole point. Oh, no, it took the high ground. Give me more context. That's not flashy. That's not viral. But it's what you would expect from something that, kind of understands its own limitations. But remember the picture, remember right after JFK, the picture of Lee Harvey Oswald, he's holding the rifle, and they looked at, this is 1963, and they're showing the shadows, and they're looking at the shadows. No, the sun can't be here and here and here. That was some guy in a lab with a magnifying lens. This is billions and billions of information and pixels of information being data and collected, and they got it wrong. And then there's ChatGPT, by the way, which did the same thing. No identification, no leap, no confident misfire, no nothing. So what you have here is really interesting in so many respects. It's a fascinating split, not just in accuracy, but in philosophy. And one system, by the way, wants to answer everything, even when it shouldn't. The others are willing to say, oh, hang on. Take it easy. We're not going to play that game. You're not going to suck us into this thing. And that's where the story gets interesting beyond the punchline. Because this is not just about one comedian or one widow or one viral skit. This is about how these systems handle reality when reality starts to blur into performance. And let's be honest, shall we? In 2026, performance is everywhere. Politics is performance. Media is performance. Social media is performance. Squared. Everything is. So if you take the subject of the parody itself, Erika Kirk, who, by the way, we'll get to that in a moment, suddenly thrust into the spotlight, no one would envy, obviously, navigating, public appearances after the dispatch of her husband, Charlie. That alone is a volatile mix, one would agree. Grief, politics, media attention, all kind of, wrapped together into this whole thing. But then you enter a comedian who decides that this is the moment. This is the moment. This persona, this person, this public image, and he knew she is radioactive. She is radioactive. This public image is ripe for satire because this is not new. See, comedy has always gone where the tension is, supposedly, theoretically, and sometimes it lands, and sometimes it detonates, and sometimes it gets it wrong. But the reaction here was predictable. Some saw it as edgy humor, others saw it as crossing a line, and you know what? And the hell with these people. They're always upset. You cross a line. Well, that's what comedy is, for the love of God. And then you get the inevitable hypothetical. What if the roles were reversed? What if the identities were flipped? Would the reaction be the same? That question gets asked all the time, every time, like clockwork, because it's the easiest way, let's face it, to test cultural double standards. And that's one thing Americans hate. See, that's the whole thing. Because remember, this is whiteface, not blackface. And if this were the other way around, Tyler Perry, and this one can do it, and this one, Medea is okay, and this one's okay. And in the old days, see, there was drag, and then there was whiteface. You notice how this works? See, Milton Berle, Flip Wilson, they did drag, but they did not traverse the racial. The Wayans brothers kind of did the white girl thing, and then, okay. But the rule is simply this, and you know it. If you're black, you can do it. If you're white, you can't. Except Robert Downey Jr., who broke the mold because he was so freaking brilliant that everybody said, okay, not this time. This guy's too good. Nobody took offense at it because they actually understood the story of the black guy playing the white guy playing whatever it was. This is so great. But here's the best part. I mean, imagine what Erika's thinking. She's going through the news and saying, Erika, did you see this? They think this is you. What? And also, see, Erika doesn't understand. This is the best part. She doesn't understand that she's a joke. See, this is the worst part. She doesn't get it. Everybody is looking at her. And by the way, I don't like the way they call that. Well, conservative women. I understand Druski's audience. I understand. They don't want to. They're not as punctilious as to the various subtleties of the nuance. I understand this. You don't want this to be, dare I say, an epitomistic censure, that kind of thing. I understand it. I dig that. But what's fascinating to me is simply this, from its most basic and granular level. You have this woman that everybody is laughing at. And Erika Kirk is a phony. She's a phony, $3 bill, $2 bill, plug nickel, whatever you want to call it. She is ersatz, synthetic, fictive. She's not real. Okay? She doesn't get it. That's the part that kills me. She doesn't get it. And I love when people don't get it. It cracks me up. And there's nothing worse than not getting it. You also have a group of people at this TPUSA who, by the way, are good. If they don't shut this thing down, I got this thing in the, I said the other day, I got this thing in the mail from TPUSA. I laughed. I saw the logo and I laughed. This was Charlie's hard work that they destroyed with the dits. They bring her out and she doesn't get it. Hi, hey guys. So, recapping, this is incredible. You've got Erika, who, let's face it, come on now. Come on, and you know what I'm saying is true. I don't want to be catty myself, but you know she thinks I am red hot. I am the mama. I am they love me. Look at me. When I walk out and I dab my eyes and I give you those eyes, they love me. When she was doing the famous, hey guys, that 6-day post murder, pitch speech, that pep talk, when she was talking about hat merch, you could tell when she was doing this is she thought, you love me, don't you? Here I am, cool gal. Yep. Moseying on in. Hey, yeah, it's me in the flesh. Look and feast your eyes, baby. Yeah. Yeah, kind of dressing down today, but it's me. It's me. I mean, she came up with this crazy narrative, and it was rejected. She had no idea. She bombed opening night. Absolutely, positively, 100%. Bombed opening night. And still doesn't get it. And neither do these other judge rules at TPUSA. You ever see these guys? I don't know where they come from. But I mean, nobody. I got to tell you something. I don't like when people say, well, they're so white. You say, you can't say that, because if I can't say, oh, they're so black, then you should not be able to do it. But I think what people are saying is they are so blanched. They are so devoid of anything even remotely resembling interest or pizzazz. They're like little boys or weirdos. They're like frat boys, country club types who are, I don't know what it is. Charlie didn't come across like that at all. See, Charlie was okay. See, Charlie's thing, for those of you who don't know, Charlie was kind of a nudge. You know what I mean? He was kind of, he was innocent. He didn't know any better. He didn't know how these people were trying to hose him. That's exactly what was going on. And that innocence kind of made him who he was. But it is done for her. By the way, speaking of Erika, check out when she was at, as I one time called her, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the governor of Arkansas, at that little event. As soon as she shows up, TPUSA chapters that, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. There's sometimes when somebody says, you know what it's like in a weird way? I just thought of this. Did you ever go to one of these events where they have like a former soap opera star or a former beauty star or chanteuse or whatever you want to call it, somebody who comes along and they come out and you think, oh my God. It's kind of like Norma Desmond, you know, ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Now we're back to Erika. All Erika had to do was come out and say, I'm just going to do some charity work. I'm going to come out and say, hi, I'm Erika Kirk. Here are the following. I'm going to give out some scholarships to people. Here is what they're doing. Here's what TPUSA is doing. We're doing some great work, doing with kids and outreach and this and that, conservative values and biblical. And just come on and do it. Instead of talking about how she's doing it, how she's managing, how she's able to withstand the, what am I doing? It's like people who do documentaries about their lifestyle and here's what happens. Here's me going to the gym. It's like nobody wants to. Do you? Vanity projects are one thing, but this is another. Look, I never started off, I don't dislike Erika Kirk. I know it may surprise you. She's just a clown. And as a clown, especially somebody who's making all that money being a clown, like Gary Lewis said, everybody loves a clown, I guess. But there's nothing like a clown who doesn't know they're a clown. That's what this is about. And Druski, he nailed it with that NASCAR thing. I'm sorry. Now, Drew, do you mind if I come out and do a black version of what you do? You don't mind that, do you, right? You'll understand, right? Oh, come on. You don't mind if I have a really talented white actor who's great with voices and everything. You don't mind if they come out and we mock a prototypical, I don't know, maybe mock you. Maybe use you, maybe a black actor with all the black affectation, black phrases, black patois. You won't mind that, will you? Let me know. I mean, what's good for the goose, baby, right? Come on. You know it. That's all. Anyway, this is, Erika, by the way, is the gift that keeps on giving. People who never even, and nobody's mentioned Candace. Candace Owens, who, by the way, she didn't even bring this up. She was always talking about Charlie. The reason why this particular rephrasing of expatiation vectors, why this happened, was not because of Candace, was because of Erika and all these other people, like Ted Cruz. It's just despicable. Oh, Ted, shut up. What'd you get? Come on. My God, man. They do more of a, they cause more of a problem by their half-assed, half-hearted, half-baked reactions than anybody else. In any event, dear friends. That's all. That's it. That's good. That's all. I find this, it's fantastic. And let me tell you something. Be honest with me, okay? This is funny. No. Look at me. This is funny, isn't it? Right? Druski's damn funny on this, isn't he? You better believe it.